Karen, hi, Joe right here, and this is in response to the email that you sent me asking me what I remembered about your baptism. Man, that's a long time ago. But here's some of my thoughts, and this is to you, and this video is to you and your sister. At the time, I would believe I was 17 years old. I just turned 17 years old, and I was a new convert, a new priest, just received the priesthood for a priest, and was really excited about sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ with other people. And at the time, when I joined the church, I had friends in high school, but my friends quickly shifted over to friends in the LDS church. It was an amazing time for me. The friends that I made in that LDS youth group was amazing. I think we all kind of felt upon because we were outsiders. There were so few Mormons in the area. And so we really pulled together. My high school, we had 17 members of the church. And I wasn't friends with all of them, but all of us were pretty much friendly towards each other. But I had a core of really good friends. You know, it was the first time in my life that I actually felt like I had true friends. Up to that point, I always felt like I had frenemies, that they were friends to me when I was around, but behind my back, they undermined me. And this was the first time I really felt like I had true friends. And it really proved to be an incredible friendship throughout my entire life. That group, which you and your sister are well familiar with, they've stayed loyal to each other. And it wasn't just the teenagers during that time, it was the adults also. I've never experienced anything like that in my lifetime than St. Louis Second Ward friendships. So again, I was about 17 years old, and at that time, I was really involved with the youth group at that time. I was, up to that point, it was always on the wrestling team, but during my junior and senior year, I gave up being on the wrestling team, high school wrestling team, because I wanted more time to be dedicated to my friends. And it was during this time that I was introduced. I can't remember where. It might have been a youth dance. It was probably a youth dance, those Super Saturdays that we'd have once a month. And I was introduced to you and your sister, Karen and Cheryl Moore. And being a young, new convert, and I tend to be really loud and a little obnoxious. I'm a little embarrassed about being that. I introduced myself, and when I found out that you were just investigating the church, I always wanted to baptize somebody because the year before I received the Aaronic priesthood as a priest, which allowed me to baptize. And so I immediately just asked you guys if I could baptize you. And looking back at it, I feel bad for the missionaries that were teaching you. And then here I come in and swoop up asking that I could baptize you. And I want to thank both of you for letting me do that. I have no pictures, and to answer your question, I have no pictures from that time period, or very few, because, as middle class people during the 1970s, teenagers, we didn't have a lot of money. Pictures were expensive, and I regret that we didn't take any pictures during that time of your baptism. If you do find anything, I do recommend that you contact your missionaries. They're probably still alive because they really weren't that much older than us. And I was able to contact one of the missionaries that baptized me and gave him a call. He ended up living near the San Francisco Bay Area, as I recall. Anyway, the thing that I remember about your baptism, it was that it was a beautiful experience. A lot of young people were there supporting you, in addition to a few adults. The thing I remember, I was so concerned about screwing up the baptism because I had to memorize the baptismal prayer ordinance, and being dyslexic, it was really hard for me to say things in order without switching things around very carefully. I can't remember if I messed it up and had to do it once or twice, but that was my biggest concern. Listen, if you do find any pictures, please let me know. Send them to me. I would love to have it. I want to thank you for you and Cheryl being such a good friend to me all these decades now. And I wish you the best of luck. And by the way, I want to congratulate you on your marriage, Karen. finding true happiness. Lori and I were just talking about this last night. Being in our 60s now, I'm 68. It's hard to believe because I still feel like I'm a 17-year-old teenager. Looking back at all those decades of marriages that I've seen fail, it's a rarity to find really true love where you have a companion that will stick by you no matter what. So my congratulations to you in finding an incredible guy. I send my blessings and love to you guys. Cheryl and Karen, I love you guys. Have a happy life. Take care, Joe.